guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, bringing you the November reading. Today is November 1st, and it is All Saints Day, but I'm also having my Dia de los Muertos party today, which is the Day of the Dead party. It's over at my friend's house. This is like an annual thing that he does, so I'm going to be bringing a picture of a loved one, and then we tell stories, we eat really good food. My friend's husband, he's Filipino, so of course we're gonna have like a lot of Filipino food, and it's really good. And I just realized, by the way, that my outfit blends in with my background, so it's like I'm an optical illusion. I want to dive into some things that are going on for the month of November, and if you want to maybe write some of this down and put it into your calendar, then go ahead. If not, then you can skip ahead to the reading. First, I want to let you guys know that November 3rd through the 5th, I'm going to be on a vacation. So my boyfriend and I haven't taken a vacation together in a few years, actually since his mother passed away, mainly because his mother was our cat sitter. So she used to come over to the house, you know, every day, sometimes a couple of times a day whenever we'd be out of town, to kind of check on her cat. She would do that with our old cat Presley, and then she did it with Wally when he was just a kitten. Of course, he's still a kitten. But since she passed away, we don't know any like good cat sitters, and we don't like taking him anywhere. He doesn't know, because he gets really stressed out, and he just likes being in his home, and he loves being around people. So we don't mind if somebody comes to the home, but it has to be somebody we know. One of my really good friends, you know, she would be the perfect person to come see him. However, because of her schedule, we don't know when she's going to be out of town. You know, she's sometimes, you know, all over the place or across the country. So, but now that we have our buddy staying at the house, we can finally go somewhere. And the reason for that is because our anniversary is coming up. 8th, we have our 11-year anniversary. Can't believe it's been 11 years. But yeah, I knew him for 6 years before we started dating, so it's like a long time. Let's get back to some more important dates for you guys. On November 4th is the full moon in Taurus, and that's also known as the morning moon. Doesn't mean morning as in sad, but usually because we are entering the time of year where everything, all the days are getting shorter, and it's almost morning, like the loss of light, you know, and the loss of that daytime and that time that we get to spend out in the sun. And me being a really, you know, sun worshiper, little sun baby, this is one of the saddest times of year, you know, so I usually can't wait until Yule, when the days start getting longer little by little. So this is usually a somber time for me. November 11th is also Veterans Day, and I believe the Monday prior, many of these schools are doing Veterans Day Observance Day, so my school will be out. November 16th is Night of Hecate. So if you are somebody who is into practicing with her energy or any of that, that would be a really good night to really maybe do some spell work, do some deep meditation, do some journaling, do some shadow work, and I will definitely be in on that. On Saturday, November 18th, we have a new moon in Virgo, so I don't know about that one. I usually get a little weird around the Virgo signs. November 22nd is the night of Shiva, and Shiva is somebody that I work with in my spiritual practice, so that's definitely something that I will take into consideration that day. The following day, November 23rd, is Thanksgiving here in the United States. And lastly, November 29th is the Feast of Hathor, which is excellent because I also connect deeply with Egyptian deities, so I have like a mixture of deity that I work with, and I just realized that this video is getting darker and darker and darker as the days get darker and darker and darker. Before I jump into the reading, I always let you guys know about the stone that I'm most drawn to for the month that I do my reading in. And so for the month of November, this morning I was really called for opalite, and I know that opalite is man-made. However, I do feel like a sense of calm and protection when I hold it. So in the month of November, I'm feeling like we're going to need big hugs and nurturing, and not just to nurture ourselves, but to nurture each other. So hugs all around. So definitely opalite, and I love that the only piece of opalite that I own is in heart form. First, I'm going to choose a card for like the overall theme of November, and then I will choose a few cards, one for health, one for wealth, one for relationship slash family, and lastly a career slash creativity. So I am pulling from my Drakenweisheit, which is the Dragon Wisdom Oracle. It is my oracle that is obviously in German, so I will do the translation for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a little shuffle shuffle. Oh, and before I do, it has a lovely, lovely eye on the front. In the past few days, I've been really, really called to using dragon energy again. There is, I would say, a dragon entity that I do work with named Xanthus, and I've been really called to start working with him again. So I'm just going to pull a card for us, and we got a card. Okay. So the card that I got is Wasserkelch, which is like the water cup. And that goes really well with the stone that I've chosen for the month, which is opalite. You know, like I said, comforting, protection. And this seems like this is the month of emotions for, you know, a lot of us, especially myself. Like I said, you know, I feel like my energy and my emotions like sadden somewhat, you know, as the days get shorter. You know, it feels like it's really sad for me. So I think that a lot of us are going to be dealing with, you know, emotions that sometimes we put aside when, you know, the beautiful light of day and summertime and all of that and springtime, you know, is around, and we feel like maybe we don't have to deal with it until we're home, until, you know, we're stuck home with the blankets around us, and, you know, and we're mostly with our thoughts. So this is our time to really work with ourselves and our emotions. Before it starts getting much darker, I'm actually going to turn the light on in this room. All right, much better now that I'm back. Who knew I needed natural lighting at like 5 p.m. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling a card for health, for wealth, for love slash relationships or family slash relationships, and career slash creativity. For that, I decided to use another oracle, and again, because I'm being pulled towards dragon energy this month, and I have the Oracle of the Dragon Fae by Lucy Cavendish. And this is the back of those beautiful cards. So what I'm going to do is just pull those 4 cards, put them to the side, and then we'll go ahead and read them. So for health, what comes up for health for us this month? Health, awesome. For wealth, there we go. For family slash relationships, awesome. And career slash, whoa, that's too many. Career slash creativity. There we go. Well, those came out easily this month. That's nice. Okay, so for health, the Time Guardian, you have time. And right away, you know, you see the tree here, and obviously I associate, you know, tree, stability, health, all of that, especially in Lenormand. You know, you think of the tree card. I feel like as the year is coming to a close, people may be thinking back to those resolutions that they may have put in back in January, you know, if you're a resolution-y type person. And or maybe they're just like thinking about the goals, the things that they wanted to get done this year. And some people feel like they're in a time crunch, like, oh, my goal was to lose 15 pounds, or my goal was to do this, my goal was to do this. And what I'm getting is that you don't have to think of the year as this like finite thing that like within this, you know, between January and December, X, Y, and Z must be completed. You know, it gets completed when it needs to get completed. You know, think of it that way. So instead of in time of like, I need to get this done by this date, it's just, I need to get this done. you know. For some of us, we need to have some sort of date that we work towards, and that's great, but not to put so much, I would say, power into that date, where if you don't make that date, we become so discouraged. It's almost discouraging us from trying again. So here we're just reminded that, time, if you think about it, is just, it's a human invention. um, and the way we look at time is, within seasons, with things, birthing and dying. And it's just like, go at your own pace. Don't look at the year as just this finite thing, just think of it as ambiguous, that it'll get done when it gets done. So if you're working towards a goal health wise, it'll get done when it needs to get done. That doesn't mean that you will let the universe do all the work. You do the work too, but just know that with the work that you're putting in, if you're actually working really hard and the universe, you've asked it to come and help you too, it'll get done when it needs to get done. So there you go. Okay, I like that one. I like the purples in that card too. Okay, the next one is for wealth. So this could be physical money, it could be, abundance or wealth of anything. But let's take a look. Okay, so here we have the Dragon Fae Goddess Timet. You are stronger than you think. And what I'm getting for this, as it is attached to finances, oftentimes I think people in general put so much power into money and finances, where it becomes an entity almost on its own, where you're like, it's this thing that I can't control, and sometimes it seems like I can't get enough of it. Like, it's almost like I'm chasing it. I'm chasing this entity. Just know, money abundance works for you. You don't work for it. So change your mindset that way. That I know that we all have jobs, and we go to work and we make money, but that's the thing. The money comes to us because we've put in the work. If you're working towards it, the money will come to you. It's not something that you constantly have to chase. So if you're in a money situation, I'm not to say that people put themselves there. I've been in plenty of money situations, but it's maybe just switching your mindset while you work on it as hard as you can and get all the assistance that you can. It's not to say not to ask for help. Ask for help. Get assistance. But just change the mindset of, hey, this money works for me. This money comes to me. I'm not chasing it. So don't think of chasing anything down. You are stronger. You have the rule over this paper and metal coins. It does not rule you. You are much stronger. Okay, next we have family/relationships, and we have Aini and the Guardian, born innocent. Okay, so wow, what I'm getting for that one is and I'm getting this as relationships between like significant others, that all relationships start innocently enough. You're attracted to one another, you want to get to know each other, and because it starts off in that innocence, when things don't work out and two energies start to separate and go different ways, which is fine. Relationships come and go, and I believe the beautiful Ethne had talked about there being multiple loves that we have in our lives. Throughout our lives, there might be somebody that you marry and divorce, and somebody that you marry again turns out to be the love of your life. And we have all these loves, whoever those loves may be, and they all start off so innocently. And so when it's time for them to finally end, we remember the innocence of that coming together, when it was just two souls wanting to be together, and it makes it that much harder to separate. But not to focus so much on what it was like at the very beginning, because that was a very different energy than it is now. So to focus more on what's going on now than how things were, is what I'm getting. Okay, and then lastly, we have career slash creativity, and we have the lovers. Love each other. I love that this came right after the relationship card. So what I'm getting is, if, okay, let's say your career, you were dating your career. You know, when, and I'm going to do this too, because actually this just kind of came to mind. So it's like, this is something that I would like to do as well. If I was dating my career, you know, let's say, okay, I'm a teacher. What are the qualities of my career that bother me, and what are the qualities of my career that I love? You know, what makes me fall in love with my career slash relationship? And what parts of it annoy me, like annoying habits of my career? And what could I do to work on things? So I think that a wonderful thing to do this month is to think of your career as a relationship, because in essence it is. And if you find that there are too many negatives, and there are, you know, too many difficult ways to try and work on it, this might not be the career for you. I mean, not saying to just quit it cold turkey, but you know, just kind of keep that in mind and maybe start looking elsewhere, looking at other prospects while you're at this other job before you decide to maybe move on or not. You know, the choice is always up to you. But I think a really good thing this month is to look at it like a partner. You know, does it have the qualities that you're looking for in a partner? And do you have the qualities that you think this partner or career is looking for as well? Have your energies separated, or have they become stronger? And I think that's really, really fun. I can't wait to actually do that this month. All right, so that's it for me. That is the November reading. And time flies, time flies. So if you guys would like to catch a reading with me, I have tons of readings, different types of readings in my Etsy shop. Don't forget to go check that out and book a reading. And don't forget to check out any of my social media. I have tons of new peeps that I've met through Instagram, on my Facebook page, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And oh my gosh, the YouTube community, so many wonderful people that I've met on here as well. All right, so I'm wishing you all a wonderful November. If you're in the United States, I'm wishing you a wonderful Thanksgiving. And to all my teacher peeps and my moms out there with kids in school, have fun with that week off for some people and 3 days off for others. And I'll catch you spiritual homies later. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification bell. And I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.